Hello everybody and welcome back to this tutorial, and right now let us continue with the regex characters. So what we're going to take a look at right now is the upper arrow characters and $sign characters in regex. So open up your idle once again. Idle. Let me enlarge this. Import RE as usual. And right now, let us first of all say what those characters are. Basically, the upper arrow character, which is this one, as you can see, I'm not really sure how to call it, but this character, find it on your keyboard. What it represents is, it is basically placed at the beginning of regular expression, and it means that it will search for the pattern at the beginning of string. So let us take a look at the example of that. If we just simply specify our underscore regex equals re.compile, and in between the brackets we will specify first of all R right here, then in between the single quotes you use the upper arrow and then specify hello. For example, press here enter, and what this means is it will search for the hello at the beginning of the actual string. So if you just type here our underscore regex dot search and you use hello world, you will see that it will find the actual object and it will match it with hello, as we can see right here. But if you try to search for the actual regex object in this string, which is going to be world hello, which still has the hello world, you will notice that it will not find any actual match with this string right here, because the hello world is, or pardon me, the hello word is not located at the beginning of the string. So, same with the $sign, just the $sign represents pattern at the end of the specified string. So let's say we have a regex object called ends with equals re.compile, and what we are searching for is the regular expression that ends with a digit. So we can simply just specify \d, which stands for a number, and then we'll specify the $sign after it to let the regex, or to let the Python know that we are searching for an actual number at the end of a string. So press here enter and let's search for it. Ends with .search. Specify the string right here. The number of apples on table is 4. Press here enter and you will see we found a match 4. But if we use the same sentence, ends with .search, the number of apples on table is 4, and then you add a dot right here, you will notice that it will not find any match, because this actual sentence doesn't end with a digit, it ends with a dot. So that is something also useful to do. Now you can also combine the upper arrow and $sign to specify to regex that the entire specified string should be equal to pattern. Okay, so that's also something you can take a look at. We're not going to do that right now, but you can do it if you want to. Another thing in regex is the dot character, which represents the, basically it represents exchange characters, or basically it can be any character. Now what I mean by that is I will show you right here. Wherever you place dot in the regex actual expression, it can be replaced by any other character in a string. Okay, so if you have our underscore regex equals re.compile, and there we have regex object that looks something like this, or regular expression that looks something like this, .ad. What this means is it will search for any word that has any character right here and ends with .ad. So let me show you. If I press here enter and I go right here and type here our underscore regex dot find all, and in between the brackets we specify some words that end with ad. So bad, sad, dad, glad, mad, head. Press here enter and you will see that it found all of them, as we can see right here. But you will notice that this glad word right here only added, or basically only sent to the actual list this lad string, because this is the only actual word that has 4 letters Therefore, it will only match the letter that represents the dot. As you can see, our regex object is basically, let me find it, dot and then AD. So it will only match with 3-letter words, and also it will match with the third character or from back and then the AD. As we can see right here, all the other words matched correctly. Okay. Now, there are also some of the other functions that we should take a look at in the actual regex. For example, the re.split method splits the string where there is a match and returns a list of strings where the splits occurred. Okay, so for example, let us use the split function in order to test this. I will close it and restart my idle. Okay, import re. And let's say we have a string that looks something like this. So string equals, and then we will specify 12 written with the actual words, then 2 dots or column, and then 12 written by numbers, and then we will also have 89 column, and then 89 written by numbers, and then dot at the end. So our pattern is going to be \d and then plus, which basically stands that we are searching for multiple numbers or multiple digits. Let's type pattern right here. Pattern equals \d plus. This is our actual pattern for regex, and all we have to do is use our split function in order to print the result. As we can see, the result equals re.split, and we want to split it by the actual letters. You will see right here pattern, if we specify the pattern and then the string, and we print result, you will see how the result will look like. Let me just see right here, why didn't it split it by comma? 12 and then this 89. We use the \d. Yeah, that's because we didn't use \d. We actually used the front slash, or however you call it, simply just slash. We need to use \d. And then we can perform same thing right here. And you will see it will right now split it with a comma and add it into a list. Okay, press here enter, print the result. You will see right now we have everything we need. So it split it by the numbers, and then it basically removed those numbers and added only the strings into the actual list itself. As we can see, we have 12, we have 89, as well as with the column, and we also have the dot that we specified at the end. Now, if the pattern is not found, the ra.split will return a list containing an empty string. Now, you can also pass the max split argument to the rsplit method. It is the maximum number of splits that will occur. So basically this split function will split it by the desired pattern. Okay. Now let us take a look at the usage of that max split. So we will have the same string right here. We're going to use it. Just let's say we add another number. Copy this, paste it right here. And after the 89, let's say we have 9. Okay, just like this. We have the pattern which is going to be the same pattern, \d plus, and then we're going to have the actual max split to be equal to 1, which is going to mean that it should only split once at first occurrence. So split only at the first occurrence, and the result will be equal to re.split pattern, comma string, and then comma 1. And this 1 is going to be the max split representation, which, as I said, it means that it will only split at the first occurrence, as we can see right here. If I just press here enter and I try to print the result, you will see it will only split it once. As we can see right here, we have 12, then it is missing a number, and the rest of the string is stored as a second element right here. Okay, so simple as that. Now, by the way, the default value of max split is 0, meaning that it should split it by all possible splits. Okay, So the next thing that we're going to take a look at is a function called sub. Now the syntax of re sub is like this. So re.sub, and then in between the brackets you specify three actual arguments. First one is pattern, the second one is replace, with what to replace, and the third one is the string from which you are reading. What this method returns is a string where matched occurrences are replaced with the content of replace variable. So let us take a look at the example. Let me delete this. We're going to have a multi-line string, for example. Let's say this string is string equals, and we can define the multi-line string in a different way right now. Let's say we define it just like this, so ABC 12, and in order to actually define a multi-line string without using the three single open and close quotes, you can simply just specify backslash right here, and then go into the next line and specify the rest. So ABC 1 2, DE 2 3, and then backslash n for the new line, and then F4 5 6, doesn't even matter. This is our string. Press here enter. If we print it right here, you will see how it looks like. And right now let us create a pattern which is going to be this one. So equals open single quotes backslash s plus, and what this pattern basically does is it will match all white space characters. So this pattern will match all white space characters now, and we want to replace them with an empty string. So replace is going to be empty string, and that is something that we are going to use to replace. And basically all we are left to do is create a new string and perform this sub function. So new string equals re.sub, and there we need to specify three arguments, as I said. First one is going to be pattern, which is the backslash s plus. The second one is going to be replace, which is empty string, and the third one is the string from which we are replacing. And right now if we print the new string, you will see it will print out ABC 1 2 DE 2 3 F4 5 6. So you can see it removed all the empty spaces and it replaced them with an empty string. Therefore everything is now put together. Okay? Now, if the pattern is not found, the re sub will return the original string. So right now you can pass count as a fourth number to the re.sub method. If admitted, it will result to 0. This will replace all occurrences. Okay? Let us take a look at that one as well. So we have the same string, which is going to be this one. Let us just copy it, paste it right here. So we want to actually have the same string right here. Now we want to match all white space characters as before. So pattern is going to remain the same, as well as the replace is going to remain the same. But right now the new string, new underscore string, is going to be equal to re.sub, and there we need to specify the actual pattern. Now right now we'll specify pattern replace. We want to replace the string, and the fourth element is going to be the count. Okay, so we will set that to be equal to 1, and then if we print the new string, you will see it will print it differently. Or wait, let me check it out. Yeah, it did print it differently. As we can see, we are no longer having these empty empty spaces right here in between the ABC and 1 2. So what it means, it only went to the first actual element it found and it replaced it with the actual empty string. Okay, so you can also check it out whether it will work twice just by specifying the actual string, and you can see it does work. So you can specify how many times you want to replace as a fourth actual argument to the sub function. Okay, so that is also something to take a look at. And right now what to look at sub n function. The sub n function is basically similar to the re.sub, except it returns a tuple of two items containing the new string and the number of substitutions made. So let us take a look at the sub n function as well. clean. Open up my idle once again. For some reason it takes a little bit longer to open. Let's go once again. Okay, so here it is. Let me close this one. Import RE, and let's take a look at the example of using the sub-n function. So we will create once again a multi-line string. So string equals ABC12 backslash, go to the next line, DE space 23 space new line character, and then space F45 space 6. Close the single quotes. This is going to be our same multi-line string. We're going to use the same pattern, which is going to match all white space characters. So equal to backslash S plus. We're going to have the replace string to be equal once again to the empty string. And right now we're going to use the sub-n function. So new underscore string equals re.sub-n. And there we specify the pattern, the replace, and the string. So this one takes the same arguments as the sub function. Just right now, if you see right here, if I print new string, it will return a tuple. And we know that it is a tuple by these brackets right here. You remember that tuples have normal brackets, while as the lists have square brackets. And you will see that it will return the result, as well as it will return the amount of times it performed the replace function. Okay, so basically that would be about it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I will see you in the next one. Bye!